You're listening to Wiretap with Jonathan Goldstein on CBC Radio 1 and Sirius Satellite Radio 137. Today's episode, The Ride of Your Life.
Wednesday. Gregor phones. He tells me he's just outside in his car. Hurry up and come outside, he says, and punctuates the command by honking his car horn. When I tell him to come in, he says he can't. I'm drinking a julep and it's stuck in the cup holder, he says. What do you have it in an IV drip, I ask? Can you not part with it for a moment? You're over-enunciating, he says. Who are you trying to impress? Is the plumber over there again? I go outside and find Gregor in the driver's seat, hunched over his drink. You look like you're on a drive-by, I say. I am, he says, still drinking. But I'm not shooting bullets. I'm shooting ideas. Gregor knows I've been jogging lately, and he tells me that, at my age, running down the street doesn't make a person look athletic so much as it makes him look like he's chasing after a tow truck. Here's my idea, he says. Consider running in a lobster bib. You'll look like you were in the middle of dinner when you saw your car roll by the restaurant window on a towing hook. It'll encourage people to clear the sidewalk for you. Gregor always has ideas for me at the ready. Nonsensical, loud ideas. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up. Matterhorn bobsled to the left, Princess Pea's lair to the right, and straight ahead where Finding Nemo's adventure used to be. Why, strap on your helmets, because that is the Goldstein jungle.
Gregor, what are you doing?
Brought to you by Chevron.
Gregor.
Johnny, remember how I didn't get you anything for your birthday this year?
You never get me anything for my birthday.
Strap on your water wings, my friend, because here it comes.
Hang on a second. Do you even know when my birthday is?
Okay, you know how you're always resisting me when I try and push you to fame and success and getting you an audience?
I wouldn't say I don't resist.
Here's my gift to you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, say you're at Canada's Wonderland. It's a hot day. Babies are crying. Seagulls cawing over the piles of garbage that no one picked up.
Yeah.
The stink of humanity, right? The whole place reeks.
What?
The stench of death fills the air.
This
right?
is how you see an amusement park. It's Canada's Wonderland. It's supposed to be the happiest place, well, maybe not on Earth, but at least in Canada.
The point is, all those people waiting in line, the youth, they are the audience of tomorrow. Because tomorrow, everyone who listens to you today is going to be dead. And where's that going to leave you?
Why is everything so dark with you?
Johnny, I don't understand why you fight with me. Let's just presume that a big part of your listening audience, your core audience, are people who are either intubated or too weak to get up from their hospital bed or raise their hand to change the channel. For whatever reason, it's a captive audience. They're in comas.
All right, Gregor.
Teetering in the twilight between living and dying.
Why would that be your assumption?
It's not an assumption. It's a guesstimate.
A guesstimate.
It's an informed guesstimate.
Choose guess or estimate.
Okay, let me start over.
Yeah.
Half of your audience has got one foot in the grave.
Well, Gregor, I mean, every entertainer is in that predicament. Every human being, I guess. You know, we're all sort of, you know, we all get old.
No. Do you think Miley Cyrus is in this predicament?
Of course. I mean, you know, she's aging like anybody.
Isn't. No, she isn't. You know why?
She's not.
Because she invented Noah Cyrus. Have you ever heard of Noah Cyrus?
No, I haven't.
It's Miley Cyrus's younger sister, a girl named Noah. See, you old-fashioned people can't understand that girls have boys' names in the future. Noah Cyrus is like 7 years old, and she's the future. She's going to take that audience where Miley ages out of it.
And now you say that Miley invented her. It's her younger sister.
She has an entertainment empire worth like $1 billion, and she just created a brand extension for a younger audience. Now, what do you have? You have a shoebox filled with dust. You're going to have to empty the dust, bury your career in the shoebox like a dead hamster. Do you know why young people hate you? You know why? Because you already blew it with them.
Okay, so what does this have to do with Canada's Wonderland?
That is where you find the young people. You need to be where the young people are.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Goldstein Pavilion.
The Goldstein Pavilion.
A theme park version of your show at Canada's Wonderland, which, by the way, once we get this right in Canada, we could roll it out to Disneyland, Disney World, Euro Disney, Disney Kuwait, Disney Dubai.
Okay, Gregor, in order to get a theme park, you have to have some measure of celebrity. Like, there wasn't a mouse that started a theme park empire. He started off as a cartoon, made some movies, then got the rides.
Have you ever heard of Steamboat Willie?
That was the first incarnation of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And it was a start.
Yeah,
it was the beginning
mouse.
of something.
It was a cartoon mouse based it on, some people speculate maybe Adolf Hitler or Hermann Goering, but in any case...
No, that is not true. Mickey Mouse...
The point is
Wait, hang on a second. What connection was there to the Nazis?
All I'm saying, I'm not trying to get sued. I'm just trying to tell you that if the most hated character in human history, let's say Adolf Hitler, can make it as a mouse, then certainly the most hated mouse in Canada, Jonathan Goldstein, can certainly build a tiny empire.
I do a modest public radio program.
Okay. Did you ever see the movie Chicken Run?
Yeah, it was a cartoon or something about a chicken trying to escape a chicken farm.
Exactly.
Didn't want to become a cooked chicken.
Exactly.
In fact, wasn't there some kind of tie-in to Burger King where they were marketing Chicken Run burgers? Which I always found very ironic.
It's not irony, my friend. It's a different kind of success.
You don't think it's irony that a whole movie that was about saving this chicken from the deep fryer ends up becoming a part of a kid's meal at a fast food chain?
I don't know what you're talking about. My dream come true would be to be a chicken surrounded by little children, all of who have bibs tied around their necks, and I'd say, who's the lucky child who gets the wishbone? You can make a wish that one day you grow up to be a chicken as successful as I was.
I don't want to be a chicken.
Okay, how about a parrot?
Listen, no birds, okay?
I didn't say parrot. I said pirate. You could be a pirate theme park ride called, like, Captain Bluebeard Goldstein's Pirate Ride.
Okay, I don't want to be a parrot. I don't want to be a pirate. I just want to be Jonathan Goldstein.
Oh, that's a big treat.
All right, that's it.
Hey, I have an idea. How about a ride called the Monotone Monologue Monorail? Step right up. This is Jonathan Goldstein.
I don't talk like that.
Everyone could just wait in line all day and they never get on the ride. It's an existential lesson like waiting for Godot. That sounds like a lot of fun. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not getting online for that ride. I'm going on the actual Mickey Mouse 3D laser exploding 4 million gallon tank of water ride.
Okay, look, Gregor, I don't think that you've really thought this thing through.
Okay, I'll give you my elevator pitch, all right?
What is an elevator pitch?
An elevator pitch, you know, like when you run to the president of the company in the elevator and you only got, like, 3 floors to get your thing out and make your dreams come true.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're in the gleaming marble lobby of Canada's Wonderland's executive offices.
Okay.
You come running in, you're breathless. You see the executive CEO and whole executive leadership team getting into the elevator together.
It would be a pretty big elevator, I'm imagining.
It's like the ballroom of the Ritz Hotel on wires. It's a massive elevator, okay?
Okay.
They're getting in the elevator. Your shoes are kind of squeaky because you wear rubber-soled shoes, crepe shoes.
Okay, I get the idea.
Like a schlepper.
All
you
right.
go running across the lobby. Hey, can you hold the door for me? It's closing, it's closing, it's closing.
Okay, all right.
Okay, one of the guys holds the button. You see them press the 7th floor, and you quickly swipe your hand down all the buttons, so you have to stop 6 times before the 7th floor.
That would not make a very good impression.
It shows that you're resourceful. They like that. You make your pitch.
All right.
You say, hey, my name's Jonathan Goldstein, blah, 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 blah. Excuse my sweat. I had to run across your massive lobby.
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm a little out of shape. I don't do cardio like my friend Gregor tells me I should at the gym. That's why I'm going to die young on my couch.
I get the idea.
You jump right in. You say, here's how you're going to save your fiscal quarter 4. Make a theme park about me. You yank the tallest one by his tie. When his face comes down eye to eye with you, you poke him in the chest. Now he's paying attention. And you say, what do you think about a tunnel of love based on me, Jonathan Goldstein, called the Tunnel of Goldstein?
The Tunnel of Goldstein. Okay, Gregor, listen, I gotta go, okay?
Okay, fine. The executives come to their floor. They have you escorted out of the building by security, who, by the way, are extremely rough with you, unnecessarily rough. You're lucky they didn't break both your legs.
Okay, all right.
And what do? You go walking back down the hill with one shoe missing because it got stuck in the mud.
That sounds fine.
Home.
I like that.
That's fine. I'm calling up Howard now. You know why?
Because he's crazy? Is that why?
Because Howard will say yes to Howardville, my alternate plan, where we pitch a plan based on Howard.
Uh-huh.
Daffy, Goofy, and Howard. Walking around in big, oversized, comical shoes. There's much more brand extension possibilities with Howard anyway. He's got dogs, hip-hop, kids love hip-hop, a souvlaki merry-go-round. Center of the ride could be a big poles like a gyro meet, and maybe there's a water slide, but instead of water, it's a seaweed sauce.
Thursday. Howard phones. I ask him if Gregor has called him yet. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. Consider yourself lucky, I say. I was just calling because I got cable, Howard says. Come over and watch Cougar Town. That show about 40-something women prowling around for pubescent gardeners and busboys, I say? That show sounds awful. No, it doesn't, he says. It sounds so-so. And as a man with cable, it is my right to demand mediocrity. And I will not accept anything less. Or more. Howard tells me his new cable package came with a cell phone plan, too. He explains how he was going to put my number in his free 5. Are you sure we're ready for that kind of commitment, I ask. The question is moot, he says. When I was setting it up, I accidentally entered your number wrong, and so for the next month, I have the privilege of making free calls to a downtown orthodontic clinic. Get a dental retainer, I say. You can call them up all the time with questions about it for free. Just think of the savings. Alas, it is my curse, Howard says sadly, to have been born with perfect teeth. Friday. I'm treating Howard to a birthday lunch at a trendy bistro he's always wanted to try. The trick for getting rapid service in a fancy restaurant, he says once we're seated, is knocking your drink onto the floor. Howard cajoles me into ordering off something called a water menu. I can't be expected to drink regular pipe water, water that fills toilet bowls, on my birthday, he says. I read down the list. Evian, Esca, a sparkling water from France called Saint-Geron that's dubbed the Queen of Table Waters. It is noted for its quote-unquote rare purity and incredible finesse. We decide on Tainan, a water described as neutral and light that comes in a bottle designed by Apple designer Ross Lawgrove. I tell Howard that for the money I'm spending, he'd better bring it home to put flowers in. When the water arrives, we sip it from wine goblets. Howard swishes it around in his mouth. Meh, too watery, he says. I try to catch the waiter's eye so we can order our main courses before Howard has to throw a $5 glass of water on the floor. Saturday. Howard is going to an out-of-town comic book convention, and I've agreed to take care of his dogs, Desmond and Bruce, for the weekend. He shows up at my apartment with, among other things, 2 dog beds, 3 vinyl pork chops, chicken-flavored toothpaste, and a canvas chew bone upon which are inscribed the words, "Bite me." Is all this necessary, I ask? It takes a lot of gear, he says, to take this show on the road. But a 2-pound bag of Christmas tree-shaped dog treats, I ask? How many treat-worthy deeds can 2 dogs accomplish over the course of a single weekend? I like to lavish my boys with positive reinforcement, he says. Finish all the food in your bowl? That's a treat. Go to the bathroom? That's a treat. Eat all your treats, I say? That's a treat. My dogs are enlightened, Howard says defensively. Pugs were bred by Tibetan monks, and you know what for? Not sheep herding or sled pulling, but for companionship. Before leaving, Howard tells me that Desmond and Bruce will prove to be the best friends I've ever had. Sadly, I fear that Howard's words may actually prove correct. Thursday. Howard returns to town just in time for a reading of mine at a local bookstore. Towards the end of the evening, I announce a surprise, pug-loving guest. We have a mystery guest that we're going to bring to the stage, but before we do, he gave me I haven't actually even listened to this. It was a montage that he assembled of some of his work from the show. If we could just cue the tape.
I, Howard Enoch Neil Chakwood. Oh my God, I'm a shut-in. I am a celeb. I am now Howard Chakwood the vintner. Decided I'm going to be a stand-up comic.
I consider myself an international ladies.
Daddy's watching Star Trek. One planet, one world. Howardville.
Surprise.
Like Margaritaville, but with Howard. No, Daddy, you don't pee on the tax form.
I'm here to make your day. So what's with the echo in economics? That's environmental, right?
Edible meat. Tops.
I took the liberty of tape recording some of our conversations.
I ate a chocolate bar wrapper. Are you a producer? Are you a director? No, who are you? You're not important to me. Smack across the face. I know I'm kind of a rock of Gibraltar for you. You know, I'm your anchor. I'm a chicken. What can I say? I got feathers, I got wings, I got a big tail sticking out.
It's all gone.
Your breath often smells like spirits, and I mean both alcohol and dead people.
I flushed your passport down the toilet. It's gone.
That was a mistake. Are you gonna bring this up for the rest of my life? Don't spin the world on me. Stingy! Even Stingy stung me! You're so cute when you're bad. You get all shrill. Who do you think you are? I mean, do I feel bad about it? No.
Always rapping, fingers snapping, hands a-clapping, mouth a-flapping.
My friend thinks you're a jerk!
Pop, pop. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Love you, man. Okay, well, love you. Love you.
Love you.
Roger. Over. Your mom says hi, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Chakowitz.
Thank you.
What was that? That was like something that they would play at, for a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
So, a few months back, I hosted a backyard brunch for some CBC executives and friends to celebrate the end of another season of the radio show. And there was some drinking, and Howard had a few too many mimosas, and among other things, ended up vomiting into a wine glass.
I was like a wine taster. I was spitting it up into the glass.
You were retching. Toasting my boss's quote-unquote thunder thighs.
Which is meant to be a compliment, clearly.
Screaming everyone into the pool, and then shoving my boss's husband into what Howard thought was a pool, but actually, I don't have a pool. Do you remember what it was that you shoved the man into?
It was a burning flambe.
It was a burning flambe. So, but lucky for everyone, Howard happened to have a pitcher of Clamato juice handy, which he threw into the man's face to douse the flames. And it was at this point that my boss called Howard a name that he found rather offensive. Do you remember what that name was, Howard?
I'd rather not say because you said we weren't going to bring this up. And
she called Howard a boob.
I hate that word because my uncle used to call me that, and it just
caused
me lots of pain.
All right, so Howard became a little hurt, a little embarrassed, and he ended up locking himself in my bathroom for the remainder of the gathering. And since he refused to speak with me, I had to coax him out by sliding notes under the door, notes that Howard responded to and slid back out to me.
You said you were never going to speak a word of this ever again. We're in a room full of people. And you're telling the story.
So what I've done is I've taken the liberty of saving these notes and typing them out so that we could read them this evening for your listening enjoyment.
You told me you wanted me on stage for support and stuff. You said you're going to...
Why would I ask you to come up for your support?
When you said you wanted me for support.
That doesn't make any sense. But come on, we'll read them. It's a known psychological fact, I think, that if you relive a trauma on stage in front of an audience, it aids in the healing process.
That's a known psychological fact.
Look, I even used your favorite font.
It's Wingding?
No, it's New Courier.
That's Courier. That's old man intellectual font.
All right, come on. What do you say?
All right, if you guys want to hear it, we'll do this.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Howard, you've been in there over a half hour. You're making everyone uncomfortable and ruining one of my get-togethers yet again. Get out of my bathroom.
John, thank you for your most recent missive. How good to know I have friends out there during this most trying time. In case you can't tell, I'm writing in italics. That is because I am being sarcastic. I will not leave this bathroom until your boss has gone home. She's like if Ann Coulter and a rattlesnake had a baby.
Howard, I will not kick my boss out of my home because Howard Chakowitz made a complete ass of himself, of which yelling food fight does not justify pouring a 5-pound container of potato salad onto someone's lap.
I have already tried squeezing out your bathroom window and onto the ledge where I can shimmy down the drain pipe. But most unfortunately, I cannot fit through the window. Even after removing my shirt and greasing myself up with lotions I found in your medicine cabinet. And by the way, I must say I am concerned by the copious amounts of antifungal cream, wart gel, and what is citrus armpit rinse anyway?
Howard, you begged me to let you come. And why? So you could get rip-roaring drunk and talk in a fake British accent all afternoon about Animal Farm? Clearly the only novel you've ever read. And by the way, Howard, Porky Pig is not in Orwell's classic. Just come out here and apologize.
Apologize? Me? John, I've always considered myself a man of quiet dignity. Sure, there was the time I tried to make a body cast of myself using burning marshmallows. And yes, there was that unfortunate woohoo phase I went through in the late 90s. I'm the first to admit, John, that there are the occasional incidents, but I'm a gentleman. And as you know, a gentleman never apologizes.
Howard, people keep wandering over here and eyeing the bathroom door. I think that souvlaki soup you insisted on preparing is giving half the guests the trots. come out and we'll talk about all this later.
John, I may not have much book learning under my belt like you guys, but I know when I've been insulted. No, John, I don't see myself coming out for a long time. I've always felt at home and protected in the bathroom. I might even have to build a dog flap into the door for Desi and Brucey, my beloved pugs, to come visit their papa, and for the occasional donor delivery. But other than that, John, I'm as good as home. As a matter of fact, I'm getting redecorating ideas. I'm seeing a breakfast nook over by your douching basin.
That is a foot soak, Howard. And why am I hearing running bath water in there?
You know, as I laze here in your tub, I'm coming to realize I'm no better than bacteria. And I don't mean tasty yogurt bacteria either. I'm talking toilet brush bacteria, John. I need to soak away my shame in a tub full of suds. But don't worry about old Hal. I'll move to the bus station bathroom when the streets are clear and the city's eyes are shut in slumber. I'll just spend the rest of my life going from toilet to toilet. My only legacy will lie in the cruel schoolyard chants of children. Where has Howard Boobowitz gone? He now lives in the Greyhound John. Where does he drink? Where does he eat? Upside down on a toilet seat. Maybe your boss had it right. I am a boob.
Come on, Hal, don't say stuff like that. Listen, Howard Chackowitz is many things. A schlemiel, a schlemazel, a zhlub, and quite possibly a schmegegi. But a boob, he is not. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but there's really no reason to be embarrassed. I mean, when you think about it, you've done way worse stuff than this. And come tomorrow, once the Clamato juice stains have been dry cleaned, the flambe burns patched over, and the smell of vomit hosed away, it'll all be water under the bridge. So just come on out, Hal. I'm about to serve the cheesecake.
No, I'm sure I just embarrass you with the way I hold my fork and always forget to say pardon me after burping, and just kindly cut several dozen paper-thin slices of cheesecake and slide them under the door.
Come on, Hal. Dessert just wouldn't be the same without you. And if you come out, I'll even break out the snakes and ladders. What do you say?
Board games, eh? Throw in $10 and you got yourself a deal.
It was at this point that I slid a $10 bill under the bathroom door.
All right, John. I'll come out. I'm just going to need some clothes. I panicked and threw all mine out the window when I was hatching my escape. Oh, and bring me that great little corduroy vest of yours. Maybe I can wear that and a bow tie with no pants, just like a real-life cartoon pig from Animal Farm. And since I don't embarrass you, John, it's all good, because that's what friends are for. Letting a good buddy say or do whatever he wants, even if it means alienating and offending a room full of important people who hold your life in their hands.
Okay, Howard, just stay there while I get you some sweatpants. Let's take this slowly.
Yes, sirree, John. I will redouble my efforts to bring this tepid get-together into a full-on party. Forget snakes and ladders. We can play Bloody Knuckles Army style, pin the tail on the boss, and we can knock back that electric jello I made with real absinthe. Howard Enoch Neil Chackowitz is back. Sincerely, your pal, How.
Thank you.
It is time for you to stop all of the use of it. Yes, it's time for you to stop all of your sobbing. Oh, there's one thing you gotta do to make me still want you. Gotta stop sobbing now, gotta stop sobbing now. Yeah, stop it. It is time for you to laugh instead of crying.
On Wiretap today, you heard Gregor Ehrlich and Howard Chackowitz. The live portion of today's show was recorded at Drawn and Quarterly Bookstore in Montreal. Special thanks to recording engineer Steve Cote and to Drawn and Quarterly staff Rory Sadel, Chantal Potier, Julian Sicaldi, and Julia Paul Miranda. Wiretap is produced by Jonathan Goldstein with Mira Bergwin-Tonic and Crystal Duhame. Tune into Wiretap Saturdays at 1:30 and Thursday evenings at 11:30. You can also hear Wiretap across North America on Sirius Satellite Radio 137. Or subscribe to the podcast through our website at cbc.ca/podcast. facebook.com/wiretap, where you can also download the latest Wiretap ringtone.
Make a wish that one day you grow up to be a chicken as successful as I was.
A reminder not only to dream, but to dream big with every ring of your phone.